Hi there, this is Vivs here. In this video, let's take a simple example to understand the if statement in Java. I'm using IntelliJ IDEA over here, and the example is like this. If the person's age is below 15, it says time for your first beer and so on. So there are two ways we can write this. Now it's quite obvious that there are different conditions that we must handle. So let's go below and add our simple if statement. Now we can either start by making everything greater than, or we can start by making everything less than. What do I mean by that? Let's start with the less condition first. I'll make a variable at the top called age, and I will assign it a value of 34 for now. And I'll say if age is less than 15, then open the parentheses and close it. Now inside this, we'll have our system.out.println that simply says time for your first beer. Same way, I will add an else if statement here, and remember that I have to add parentheses here again, and inside this statement I will write the condition that age should be between 15 and 25. So if age is less than 25, in that case I'll simply say s out, and this time I will say time for your first love. So let me repeat the same steps and complete this ladder. So there you go, I have my complete if else written. But there is a mistake currently in the code. Notice carefully that first condition says age is below 15, which is pretty good in this if statement. The second condition says 15 to 25, which means if the age is 25, then 25 less than 25 condition will give you false, and therefore we will jump to the next section here, and we don't want that. So let's use equal to everywhere in place of the less than that we currently have. So now everything looks good. Let's run the app and see what happens. I click run hello world, and it says time for your first marriage. Now the age, that is 34, lies between 25 and 35, which means this is working properly. Now let's test the ranges. Let's put 25 in here and see what happens. Again, click run at the top. And this time it says time for your first love. Now this happens because the value of age is 25. 25 less than 15 is false. First condition is going to be skipped. 25 less than equals to 25 becomes true, and this print statement executes, and everything else is skipped or not run. Anything else that would be run is what you write after the print statement. For example, if I say hello here, code will jump directly to hello after printing time for your first love. So the idea here is that only one of these statements or blocks is going to be run at a given time, depending on the condition. Now I have seen some beginners make double conditions here. For example, people write age is greater than equals to 15, and they write an and over here, and they repeat this everywhere in all the conditions. Remember that when the first condition doesn't match, that is when the second condition executes. So you don't have to test it like this with your less than. Now let's try to write the same if else ladder using a greater than symbol in place of a less than symbol. So now I have completely reversed the condition using a greater than symbol instead of a less than. The idea is the same. If the age is more than 45, then you have everything. If the age is more than 35, then you have the first kid, marriage, love, and so on. So in our case, the age is 25. Let's try to run it. 25 greater than 45 is going to be false. This won't work. 25 greater than 35, false as well. 25 greater than 25 is going to be false as well. Now remember that this depends on what your application wants. If you want to include boundary conditions, then you have to use a greater than equals to sign. But if you notice, in our case, 25 greater than 15 becomes true, and it prints out time for your first love. Now this output is the same as what you got when you use the less than symbol, and that is where we need to be consistent. Otherwise, in the final clause, we just print our message that says time for your first beer. So this is how you can use if-else statements in Java. Now, of course, you can add an if-else ladder inside an if-else ladder, and there is nothing stopping you from doing that. And you can have any number of these statements anywhere. Now, the only thing that you need to keep in mind is that the condition needs to make sense. And once it does, it's all about code. So hopefully you guys have understood something about how to write if-else statements in this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.